So I literally just finished watching the finale of Star Trek Enterprise, and I had originally was going to make a video on Enterprise about how great it was because I was watching. I got to the second last episode last night. I said, okay, tomorrow I love this show, so I'm actually going to make a video on how Star Trek Enterprise is actually underrated because I was thinking, yeah, it's an underrated show. This finale ruined the fucking series. That is not hyperbolic because it took the best character. Spoiler alert here. It took the best character, Trip, and killed him. And you're like, what? What? I cannot understand why you would do that. When the episode first started, and then it had Riker, I was like, you motherfuckers. Like a holodeck kind of thing. I first thought they're not going to make out that Enterprise was a holodeck program the whole time. And then it turns out that wasn't true. I was like, okay, thank God that. Then when Troy says they're talking and Troy is in the hologram simulation with Riker, and she goes, "Little does she know," or something like that. I'm paraphrasing that Trip wouldn't make it back. I was just like, "You fuckers, you fuckers!" I was completely out then. I was like, "You fucking bastards!" I felt like knocking it off. I was thinking, okay, are they going to do a thing where he didn't make it back? You know, he was in hiding, or for, I don't know, something like that. They also took what was a great little storyline of T'Pol, who I think is the second best character in Enterprise. Jolene Blaoch, I probably said her name wrong, but she is brilliant in this. Like she plays T'Pol brilliantly, and I loved that storyline of T'Pol and Trip together. Even in the episode before that, they had a kid, and the writers decided to kill off that kid, and you're thinking, what the fuck? And the last scene is them holding hands, and kind of Trip is crying, and you know, you're thinking, okay. Then this episode they forward it by 6 years. Turns out they are not together anymore. So the storyline you built up for the whole probably 2 seasons was worthless. So they weren't together, and he doesn't give a shit, and she seemingly gives a bit of a shit, but you don't really know does she give a shit because it's all a simulation of what you're seeing. It's just like, how daft can you be to make that? Like, that was it's one of the worst finales I think I've ever seen in my life. There's even a point when Archer is talking to Trip and here's to the next generation, and you're like, what the fuck? You know, the episode was a Next Generation episode. Like, what a kick in the face to all the fans who watch the show. Yeah, I know I'm a little late to it because it's about 20 years old, but I was going to make a video about, as I said at the start, how underrated Enterprise was. This completely ruins the series for me. Like, I have no intention to go back and watch episodes because it's like, you fucked it up, man. You completely fucked it up. I'm actually I'm genuinely actually angry. There was no need to kill Trip off. Like, there was no need to do that. I don't know why they did that. I have no idea why they did that. I thought they were building Trip up to eventually have a starship. They were going to build it up for him and T'Pol to be together. Like, I liked that storyline of Trip and T'Pol together because they're both kind of opposites, and they ruined it, man. Like, how do you ruin? It's really amazing how these shows have brilliant writers, and then the ending, they completely fucked up the ending, and you're thinking, how have you done that? How could you watch that back? Which is amazing. You watch that back through the edit and go, yeah, that's the finale. Because it's not even like, the thing about it is, it's not even a Star Trek Enterprise finale. It's a fucking episode of the stars. Sorry, it's an episode of the Next Generation. Like, that's really what it is. And inside it, you have Star Trek Enterprise stuff. Like, what was it for? Like, for like the dude who was the best character to die, for T'Pol to then them to not be together. It didn't add anything to the story. Like, the whole episode felt so rushed. Even when Trip was like, you know, telling them to knock out the captain, those aliens that came in. like he behaved erratic, and you're thinking the guy was a smart dude throughout the whole series. They could probably think of something better, and this is the way he dies. He doesn't die through all the crazy shit that they've gone through. This is the way he dies, like a terrible death. Like it was just, my God, it was so bad. That script had to be written in like 5 minutes. Like it's terrible. Whoever wrote that script, you're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. Let me see who wrote that script. Let me see. I'm just gonna check this here now. There might be a little bit of editing, you know. Enterprise finale. First thing that comes up is awful. Let me see. Who wrote this? Berman and Braga. You fucking idiots, man. Dude, they wrote some great episodes, and then that's the shit they write for the finale. My God, that is insane. When I watch a show and I get like really invested in it, you know. I don't, you don't want it to end, but then you kind of want to get to the end to see how they ended it. And it's just like, wow, what a piss poor ending. That's the worst Star Trek ending I've ever seen. Finale. Like, that is fucking brutal. That is absolutely brutal. My God. They should have I should make an episode of how they should have ended it. Like, that would be a good episode. I'm sure loads of people probably have videos of like how it should have ended. Like, I think anyone could do a better episode. My cat could write a better episode than that. You know? Jesus Christ. I'm just shocked by it. I'm just shocked. It's just, it's annoying because it's an annoying great series. Like it had its flaws, you know, of course it had its flaws. It's been a long road. I thought like T'Pol and Trip were the best characters, and those two actors were brilliant in that. I thought they were brilliant actors. I thought like Bakula, I love Scott Bakula. Quantum Leap, I fucking love it. It's one of my favourite shows. But man, some of his acting in Enterprise was fucking hammy. Jesus Christ. It was like theatre acting. And I was like, what? Like, the thing about it is, you couldn't have him as a lower rank officer. Like, even though I thought some of his acting was questionable at times, he has a great presence. And as the captain, he actually does have a great presence. There's going to be a lot in editing in this, because I'm pausing here. I hate editing video. I hate those fucking edits. You know, I hate editing videos. But there's going to be edits here, because I am just like baffled about as I'm making this video, I'm forgetting that I'm being recorded, because it's like I'm talking to myself here, and I'm kind of pausing, and I can't have loads of pauses in the video. But anyways, just crazy. And I messaged my friend when I was about 20 minutes in, and I was like, motherfuckers. I was like, motherfuckers. Like, once Troy said Trip won't make it back, I was like, oh no. I was out. I was completely out. I literally felt like I'm going to knock this shit off. But I thought, they can't be that stupid. I thought, you know what? They can't be actually that stupid. Maybe she's saying they won't make it back because, you know, he had to go into hiding or some shit like that. And T'Pol went with him, and then they had a family and they grew happy, you know, forever after, whatever shit. No. All I can say is just that was the worst Star Trek finale I've seen. It's actually one of the worst finales I've ever seen. It's up there with the Dexter finale, the first one, which is brutal. Dexter did an amazing thing, that it managed to make the second finale worse than the first one, which is unbelievable. And now it turns out he's still alive, so they're going to make a third one. You're like, can they go for the trifecta and make a shitter one? Jesus, I don't know. All I can say is, you bastards, for airing that, for writing that, oh man, that is just, the worst thing about it, it's just a kick in the teeth to all the fucking fans of Enterprise, you know. It's just, because I would always see these, like, you know, the worst Star Trek series, and Enterprise would all be kind of near last, and I was thinking, shit, because I've had that on Blu-ray for like 6 years, maybe longer, and I never got around to watching it. I watched one episode, like, this is class, and I just never got around to watching it. I think because I kind of was like, oh well, for me that was the end of Star Trek. Like, Star Trek ends with Enterprise. I know it's the start of it, but you know what I mean. But for me it ends, because all that new stuff, what is it, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, it's all bollocks. Like it's all complete bollocks. So for me, that is the end of Star Trek. And maybe I was a bit kind of apprehensive. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to. Or probably I was just lazy. That's probably it. I just didn't watch it. I was too lazy. But who knows? I'm trying to psychoanalyze myself, but that's not probably true. I just never got around to watching it. So when I did get around to watching it, I got really invested in it. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry. It's so weird to be angry about a show that was out like 20 years ago. But hey, that's me. Cheers.